Hey guys, it's Marissa and thanks for clicking on another one of my videos. This will be the last video of 2021. I know it's been a while since I've seen you guys, but I've been busy studying. So fun. But as you can tell, I'm back at home in Vancouver for winter break. I hope you guys are having a safe winter break, as safe as you can be. I do this video every year, and I guess this will be my third year doing it. These are the things that I learned in my first semester of third year. If you haven't already seen my what I learned in first year and what I learned in second year videos, make sure you guys go check that one out as well. I'm also really excited to be collaborating with Ana Luisa on this week's video. I love Ana Luisa. You guys have heard me talk about them many times before. I'm so glad that I get to partner with them for this annual video. I am wearing their jewelry in all of my piercings today, all 7 of them. But the newest ones I got are these Julia silver ones and then safety pin silver ones in my third piercing. I love their jewelry. It's really great quality. I have really sensitive ears. I've never had issues with their jewelry. Ana Luisa is also sustainable, if you didn't know. That's something I'm really passionate about. They do a really good job at trying to minimize their carbon footprint. Ana Luisa is also really affordable for the quality of their pieces. These Julia ones in my first piercing are regularly $74. They are on sale right now. With these Sia silver safety pin earrings, they're usually $89 and they are also on sale right now. They're currently running a really big sale, so make sure you guys go check them out using the link in my bio. Let's get on with the rest of the video. I hope you guys enjoy and don't forget to like and subscribe. It means a lot. One thing I think I knew, but I definitely learned and solidified this year was that this shit's really hard. First and second year is hard also. First year it's a learning curve. Second year it's just like the classes, especially in med-sci, are so broad. But in third year it's just really specific. And there's like so many nitty-gritty details. I'm in Phys and Path, so those are 2 where there are a lot of details that you do need to know. I'm not really sure about the other ones, so it's just really hard. It's university and it's like third year, but there's so much. It's insane. And one thing I will say with that though is, although it's so much harder because it's like the major module that you're looking for, it is way more interesting. So I'm way more willing to put in the effort to learn this stuff. Another thing I learned this year is that it's not too late to make friends. In fact, I would say definitely do make friends in your classes. It can seem a little scary, I know, with like going into your majors as you become more senior in undergrad, have less and less of like your first year friends in the same classes as you. That were like studying with you before, but definitely because these classes get harder, it's so important to continue making friends in the same program as you, so that you guys can study together, you guys can keep each other in the know, and also just have someone to have a good study break with when you are studying. The thing I learned this year was that you kind of just have to embrace the grind, and by that I mean like there's nothing you can do really. Like, I know that I like what I'm doing, so it's like, what else is there to do but just like really enjoy it and really put my all into it, and hopefully that's the least painful way I can do this. So for me, that is like making a routine out of it. I really made sure that I tried to go to classes whenever I could. I built in like my gym routine into my day and like really made a schedule out of every single day and made it a grind and like a challenge for me to accomplish everything every day. And that made it a lot more enjoyable, a lot less intimidating, and just not as bad as it could be, because it can be pretty bad. 2 things kind of go hand in hand. This is more specifically, I guess, if you're Western, and then even more specifically if you're in med-sci, is that the honor specialization modules are cool, but also not that important. Really, the only advantage I see of the HSP is being able to do your research project with a prof, but that's not something you can do. That's something you can do without as well. You just get more support within the program. But the courses and the grades and the stress that you have to keep up with, and withhold is not exactly worth a research project. Like, think about all the people also who are going to be applying to postgrad or med school with the same research project type deal. It doesn't really make you that much more special, and everyone's path to med school is different, or postgrad is different. So if like that's really what you want is the research, then do it, but it's not something that you can make up for if you're not in it. I think a lot of my friends were just like, let's do IMS, and they don't regret it at all, as far as I know, and I'm kind of jealous of them. They get to take all these courses that actually seem way more interesting, basically building their own module, which I think is really cool. And then along with that, because the HSP modules are so specific in what courses you need to take on a lot more difficult classes. So this year, for some reason, I didn't have a single bird class. I have 4 full year classes, and my half year class that I took is Phys 3140, which is self-phys, and it's so specific and probably one of the hardest classes in phys as far as I know. Don't be too hard on yourself. I love the grind personally, but that was too much of a grind. I was like, I didn't have a life, basically. Take it easy on yourself. Like I said, this year's really hard. Don't make it any harder than it needs to be. Something that I always say in these videos is to stay organized and make a to-do list. And yes, I completely agree, and I still do that, and I do that every day, and I do my checklist every day to feel something. But also at the same time, there's some things like group projects where you're waiting for your partners to like start going, and you're just kind of wasting energy trying to text them and get them to do it. Sometimes it's more worth it just to leave it and then take the 3 hours and just grind it out. Like, obviously leave enough time for you to do quality work, and like maybe leave a day so you can check your work, but sometimes it's more worth it just to ignore it for now and focus on your other things and do better on your other things that are due earlier, and then just grind out the project or grind out an assignment the day before. I know it's kind of like sus, but like sometimes it's just not worth your energy wasting your time not knowing how to do something, especially when like the profs sometimes go back in and re-explain it, and it's like not what you thought it would be, and then you wasted a whole time doing the wrong assignment basically, and then you have to go do it again. It's just like sometimes it's just leave it. If you're stuck, just leave it. Another thing is to really stop comparing yourself to your peers. If you're trying to get into postgrad or med school after undergrad, it can be all you're thinking of. I know the feeling. A lot of my friends know the feeling. What grade did you get? Did you do the MCAT already? What'd you get on your MCAT? Blah, blah, blah. Obviously, you can ask your friends those things and ask for advice on how to take it, but don't like ask them just to compare yourself. I do that a lot. I catch myself doing that a lot, and I think this is something I need to start doing next semester and onward, is just a no numbers rule. I don't really want to know what percent you got on the exam. I know that I put in as much effort as I could, and like if it's not as good as it can be, there's not as much I can do, or like I can reevaluate for myself how I'm gonna study, but knowing how well you did is not gonna change how well I'm doing. And so I think like I'm gonna work as hard as I can no matter what. Sometimes competition is good, and like if your friends say they did really well, like you can use that as your competition, but you don't need to know the numbers specifically. The numbers specifically is not really what's going to help you. It can be what pushes you down at the end of the day. It can be overwhelming. It can stress you out. It can put you into a breakdown where you lose a whole day or a whole week when you could just be doing the work instead. I know it's really hard to not compare yourself to people, but like everyone's different. Everyone's path to med school is different. Everyone's extracurriculars are different. Everyone's grades are going to be different. Inevitably, you're all different people. And like, yes, there's a certain number that you need to get into certain programs, but you work hard for yourself. And then the last thing that I learned is COVID is forever and always, apparently. Not so much that, but more of don't take everything for granted. This year being back in person was so fun, and a way better learning environment, and I got to leave my house. I got to meet new people, and it was really, really fun. And I don't know if you guys heard, but we are online for till the end of January, basically. Sounds really sad. I've dealt with it before, and like, you guys can do it too. But yeah, don't take anything for granted, whether that be your health, your family's health, school being in person or online, your grades, your relationships with profs, peers, teachers. Things can change so quickly, even when you think the world is adjusted, and it's not, apparently. But yeah, those are some of the things that I learned this semester. I hope that you guys are doing really well. I hope that you guys are having a good holidays. I hope you guys are staying safe. And yeah, don't forget to check out Ana Luisa's sale. I really love their jewelry, guys. I know I sponsor with them a lot, but it's because I genuinely love their products. I love the company, I love the people who work there. They are so kind. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can be tuned in for when I do my 4th year video, which is crazy that I'm already going into 4th year next year. Same. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Happy holidays. Happy New Year.